Obviously more Zeniths than we know about.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Almost didn't make it.
I mean, just fought with the one who is wearing a shield. That seems invulnerable. Highly immunity against every weapons sources, like arrows, spears, or whatever that is.
Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield.
But how do we remove her
But
shield?
why was she here?
How is it
I
anyways?
can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she can make it come and go at will. But it's gone now.
Yeah. Well, go do your thing. I'll wait here.
Her name's Verbena, but too bad her shield is being depleted and of course removed because of the plasma that weakening the shield. Investigate the battlefield. Oh. So what?
An Oseram with a focus.
Oh.
Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else.
Oseram, just like Aaron.
Weapon's still hot,
Still hit
I need
without
to know how it
overheat.
worked.
I mean, the plasma.
but I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off.
Let's see. Anything else I need to investigate? Oh, right here. Can't pass through. I can't pass through with it. Here he is. Camping gear.
Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area?
That's quite a predicament. I'll grab more stock for my weapon supplies around. Anything else? Wait. Oh, okay. Some kind of weird machines. A Spectra. Oh, a Spectra. That
The Spectre had instructions
I just
to
met the Spectras
assist
from
recovery of the
Hades
asset.
base.
I wonder what this asset is.
Alright,
Alright. I think I have an idea what happened here.
return
Better
to
get
Aaron.
back to Aaron.
Alright. Alright, I got it. Alright.
Knock rebels, an Oseram, a Zenith, and a freaky machine.
Alright.
I need
Let's
to-
see about that. Alright. So, what do we
All
have
right,
to
she
discover
who sees
anyways?
the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up. All so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a
Oh.
personal shield
It's like a
that
bait.
makes them invulnerable, but somehow the
Taking a
weapon
test
got
on
rid
how
of
to
it.
remove the
The
shield.
Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
Must be a decoy.
I have no
I
tinkers
just
that do
stated
that.
that from earlier.
Do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress.
It's a decoy.
If it blew up.
She
Probably
was
a decoy.
searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset. Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? The Luthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl.
So the plasma boss just disable her shield, which means someone's for the zenith makes itself vulnerable to the attacks, to every attacks from any forms, any sources. So, okay.
That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain.
This
Looks
is going
recent.
much more deeper.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is.
Assets.
My guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Aaron,
So what
stay here
do I
and stand
have
watch.
to look for this
That zenith
asset?
isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
We'll see about that. Let's go. Investigate. SOS coordinate. So this is
There's
why
some
they
kind
send a
of
distress signal.
Old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
Oh. Okay. I'm just trying to jump over there. Oh no. No.
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console.
I'm gonna activate for it. Transmitter.
I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed.
This used to be a transmitter sending a decoy in a signal.
This was a Far Zenith research lab. It
Oh,
looks like
research
a lot of data
lab.
was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthia's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably.
Turns out to be a decoy. I just
And
stated
why
that
is he
earlier.
still searching
Exploring
for
another
the
Far
asset?
Zenith's ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up.
So how do I search for the assets? Oh. That's a way, What's going on?
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, nothing else to discover around here. Just every loot's... Wait, there's more.
Ectogenic chambers. Like the ones I saw inside a Zero Dawn cradle facility.
What were they for?
Remember when I told you I was made, not born?
I think it's a battery.
This is how.
A machine that makes a person. That's incredible.
It is. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Ah. I mean...
Spellcaster won't work on that.
There was something on the top.
This place keeps on going. We better check in that room. This place is huge.
Oh, okay, that's...
Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around.
Am I going in a circle?
I don't think so.
No, I mean that's. Yep, that was a fault. I mean, a latch.
So,
Right.
how is Erend taking all of this? Really?
But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
The control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
Let's activate it. The code. Ah, what's the code?
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right. I should check the log.
I think it's 56.
Maybe this one.
Because you suggested, right? You suggested the code. Nothing.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
Maybe same code. No. But that's for the where is it? Where is it? I think it's 237. 237. Yep. It was from a distress signal code that I just discovered. That I just discovered it. Discovered. Welcome to Papa then. What do we have here? A corpse inside a capsule.
Aloy. It's you.
My doppelganger?
Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elisabet. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsineth. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo now.
Oh.
But at least I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with.
They have 3 missing elements of Gaia. Oh.
You must succeed. Oh, this was all for nothing.
Wait, so she has a...
Good luck.
She has a
And goodbye.
capsule of the 3 missing elements of Gaia?
So she's...
She's still alive.
Oh.
We need to get her back to...
What?
Oh shit, they can fly? Aloy. Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
2 of those spectral things just fell out of the sky.
Oh,
One of them
no.
is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
They must be looking up.
We're coming up.
They must be
Stay
looking
in
for
cover
better
until I get there.
than the missing
You got it.
elements of the Gaia. Like
Get her to
Apollo
cover in
and
that
whatever
room.
that is.
Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
Alright.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to Varl and the clone.
Is that it?
Here it comes!
Oh. There he is. Don't worry, got this. Haberski. Ah. Oh no.
Ooh, ugly one, aren't you?
Ah, whatever.
That thing's quick.
Ah. Take that. Ah, yes. There goes my chance. Come on. Harvest. Die. It's a perma-stun. No mesh for me. You like it? Oh, damn it. Ah, come on. Damn. Easy, right? Oh, come on. Oh, I mean, yeah. Ah! getting much more harder now. Eat that. What?
Still in this fight.
Eat that. And got it. Oh, a bit stressful about this.
There.
Are you okay, Aloy?
Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Might be a simple bit. At least I would say about that. I discovered there's a better. Used to be a doppelganger of mine because she has the same facial as mine. I mean, she used to be another clone of Elisabet Sobeck, just like Aloy.
Gotta get back up top
And
and
for
deal with that
Elisabet
other
Sobeck.
specter. I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Elisabet Sobeck is a creator of Project Zero Dawn as well as Aloy. And Aloy used to be a warrior who saved the world and of course humanity. Better? I'm not really sure about that, but I've encountered her. I met her for the first time from my first playthrough. I am not sure about her background on what she up to in the past, so. But don't worry, I just play this game just to pay a visit to Aloy's second adventures, and of course
Aaron!
seeing how this game is going to be much more harder.
It's got me pinned down.
Oh,
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
and of course, I want to see how this game is going to be much more difficult when I revisit this game, playing into a very hard mode
Oh, that doesn't
in my
sound right.
revisiting
gotta get to
playthrough. So I just want to give it a try on a very hard mode playthrough.
Aaron,
So
I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
don't worry,
Stay
got
put.
this.
I'll see what I can do.
And the second you need me, I'm there.
Don't worry,
Spectre's
got
not
this.
budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. It's got some kind of shield. It'll be a tough fight.
Going the backside, going the rear, so I'm able to stab right in his back. We got
Heavy
this, don't
weapon.
worry.
That could help.
I have a weapon? Oh yeah. Not just a ravaged cannon. Just want to give it a shot whether this is going much more harder or not, because I'm playing this on a very hard mode in my revisiting playthrough. So hold tight there. Hold tight there. And
It's on the move.
Busky! You like that? Oh, I missed. Oh, here he is.
I could use it against the Spectre.
You serial? Save me, Aaron! Where is it? No, did I just lose my dot gun? Oh, damn. Where's my dot gun? Oh. It's missing. Where's my dot gun? Oh yeah. Hold tight there. going to steal. Oh my. Oh wait. Yeah, a diversion. Over here. And harvesting. Eat that. Eat that. Eat that. I missed. Yes. Come on. Is that? Oh. Got it. Easy. Oh. Feeling relief. Oh. Wow.
Aloy, she's...
Yeah.
Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all. Don't mind if I do.
Ah, okay. I have a pulse cannon, which I'm gonna have to save it for that. Nexus. Well, quite a simple list, I must say. Examine a weapon came from this way. Ah, come on. Ah, it's not hot. Oh no. Ah.
Damn it.
What kind of orb is this?
Well, it's better than nothing. I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths.
I'm gonna talk to Val and
Check
a
on the
clone.
too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
Alright.
Anybody seen one of my machine strike pieces around?
Errand? You okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of me now.
There's two of you now! Well, at least you seem to be handling it okay.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I'm trying.
Alright, talk about your training.
I see Varl gave you a focus.
Well, it doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the Forge, the things I've been able to see. Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the
Yeah,
sun.
my deepest condolences to
And
you
now I do.
because she's been
Sort of.
tortured
It makes
by
me
the
feel
Rock
like I'm
Osram troops.
It takes some
Or
time,
Rock
but...
Osram troops.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormberg plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
What are you working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little
You
symbols
mean Val
they
and
give me a
Zoe?
headache. But I'll get up to speed. I promise.
Wow, the honeymoon really bother you so bad. Honeymoon really bothers you so bad. Sadly.
I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal berries. Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing impossible things. Thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah, you and me both.
Okay.
How are you settling in?
Yeah, Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land, when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior of Meridian.
So, you've met our new Tanakh friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
Well, thinking about how he lost his arm during the Battle of the Barren Light of Alismore, maybe the Red Raids, on how he ever think of... Now mind. So complicated to talk about the backgrounds of Tanakh warrior.
Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better if Zoe and Varl took care of her. No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
Alright.
I have to get going.
Don't go causing too much trouble.
Okay. Let's talk to Zoe. Okay, Zoe. What are you up to this time?
Aloy, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just, checking up on how everyone's doing.
You mean after meeting someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you, down in the basement? Guess this must be even stranger for you than it is for us, huh?
A little.
Varl said she may be able to help us in our mission, though.
Maybe.
Wow, talk about your honeymoon sessions.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected, and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
What else have you been up to?
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings, the subfunctions. I wanted to understand why one of them would do what they did to Fa. Imagine my surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus. and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current troubles.
That's why we have to make Gaia whole again. Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Ether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like storm birds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those storm birds in line.
Talk about the zeniths.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the zeniths?
She did. Though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here. It is humbling, to say the least. And heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
You say they used to be ruthless and sadistic.
You've spoken with Kotalo?
Ruthless and
A
sadistic.
few words. Tenakth don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elisabet Sobeck.
Project
I
Zero
was
Dawn.
surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt. I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down there like that. She looks like she's barely seen the light of day as it is.
So, how is your homeland?
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement. But some veterans still remain in the plains.
Even a chorus?
I've been meaning to ask, what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
This is sadistic.
I was helping the healers back then,
That was back from the
as waves
previous
of refugees swarmed into
Mad
Plainsong.
Sun King.
The chorus was divided
Tenure.
in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
That was back from the previous tenure of the Mad Sun King. Not the Mad Sun King Avid, I mean the previous one in the Meridian. Of the Meridian. Not the current one, the previous one, who seems to be fascist, sadistic, and merciless towards humanity, so...
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders.
Karja's no
I was
longer a
denied.
danger because
So I left to fight on my own.
I mean, Karja's no longer our enemy since Mad Sun King Avad took over the throne, so
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
talk about
You
Barren
said
Lights.
you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated.
It's an act of revenge.
What was left of my
Vengeance.
squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvest passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter.
I mean, Karja's no longer our enemy since Mad Sun King Avad took over the throne, and the previous Mad Sun King has been expelled the throne because of his comportment. Seems that kinda lame enough. I mean, mistreated towards the humanity, especially Karjas and the Nora and an Osaram.
May the land bloom in your steps.
I just learned it from the Horizon Zero Dawn, the prequel.
Aloy,
There are more supplies in the chest.
Thanks.
holograms.
Help yourself.
Thank you.
Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Oh, okay. It's like,
So the old ones painted their faces with something called
yeah, it's like you activate my activity log just to discover what I have seen it in my journey in just a past short remainder
Door's
of
unlocked now.
my life.
Gaia,
Eh,
what
there
is
he
this
is.
room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
I got a lot of conversation with my superior. I mean, not superior, I mean,
I hope
his
I'm not interrupting.
sidekicks.
No, but I must ask. The woman Varlin Aaron brought in, she's related to you.
It's hard to explain. She's more of a copy.
Good. If she's anything like you, we've just gained reinforcements.
Maybe. What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So,
So you want
I
to
thought I'd
focus?
try to understand the weapon you intend to
Nice.
use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines that answer to Gaia?
Yes,
Yeah.
How many?
as many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile
Oh,
than
you've seen me having a battle
any
with
machines
a
I've faced
Spectra.
before. How many do the Zeniths have?
Nah, it's too many.
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path.
So thanks to my
For it is
efforts.
now blessed by the Ten themselves.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
Yeah, just want to seek a vengeance against the Zeniths, attempting
You've
to
had
steal
some
something
time
away
with the
from us,
team now.
something
Any
precious.
thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja
Yeah.
and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting.
That was Kaja
Perhaps I'm
under.
mistaken.
That was Kaja under a tenure of the previous Mad Sun King, before Sun King and Vat just took over the throne, becoming much more peaceful towards humanity.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regalla's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Thanks. Tanak. Oh,
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me.
so
I
the
fought
Qatar
by his
used to
side
be
against
your
the
mentor.
Karja and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
So what's his schemes?
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
When we were at the bulwark, the guard said something about the wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the cool route. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us to imitate
You mean
this
the Air
feat is
Force?
the ultimate expression of martial prowess. And
An
it is
Air
why the
Force.
challengers leap into the arena during the cool route. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom. And the awe it must have inspired.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
Alright, that's
I
it.
need to go.
On your way then.
That was a long conversation with my sidekicks. I'm gonna talk to Gaia. Looks like I've just talked the rest of my sidekicks. So, Aaron and that. Talo. Wait, I'm supposed to go to Gaia. Discovering on what kind of ops I obtain. That ops I acquire just to disable a positive shield. Yeah.
Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped Zenith of its shield. But it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it.
Is it still
Complete.
functional?
By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us.
Yeah.
Well,
He lied to
it was
me
worth a shot.
right in my face
But
many
that's
times
not all.
over.
The Zeniths got Aletheia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is
Aletheia.
unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better check on the clone before I head back out there.
Yes. She retreated to the maintenance corridor directly below us. Varl is with her.
Gonna have a conversation with Gaia first.
Thanks, Gaia. Hi, Gaia.
Hello, Aloy.
Talk about this. Oh, Demeter.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
Oh,
So once I bring it back,
Fiona. Oh, no,
all the blood
Fiona.
out there will start to get better.
Flora, yeah,
While
Flora.
permanent restoration
Sorry.
requires the ability
Not meant to mention her name, but
I may be able to improve
Flora
conditions
is the
in
name of the
region
plant.
for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species.
Wildlife.
Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings.
Reborn
Apollo was tasked
of the humanity.
with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements.
Like education.
Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Farrow.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
All 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density, empowering my overall function. Unfortunately, as we now know they are in the possession of Far Zenith, attaining them in the short term is very likely impossible.
I guess our best shot at recovering them is by taking over the Zenith base. But we'll need Hephaestus and a bunch of combat machines to do that.
Correct.
Poseidon.
So, Poseidon, what do we know about
Order.
it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of
Yeah.
water resources. Once it is restored to me,
Of water
I may be
resources.
able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But I must warn you, like the others,
Sadly.
Poseidon is lost and frightened. It may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful.
Talk about air.
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided.
It's about an air.
Is that ether at
About
work?
an air.
Yes.
A pollution. An air
Thanks to
pollution.
Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly
Yeah, weather
stabilize
and air
for the time
pollutions.
being.
Well, that's a relief. Be nice not to have to fight my way through a storm anymore.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there.
Yeah, right after I merged that elements to you.
So, based on what we've seen, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. While we lack the anti-shielding weapon, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
To disable the shield. Talk about the old ones. Elisabet.
Gaia? What was Elisabet like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
But she
She
chose
was
to
okay with that.
sacrifice to save
gave all of herself.
Earth, reborn
The only one
with
who could.
humanity, and of course
Gaia.
machines that compose like a wildlife. That's what I've learned from the prequel. Zero Dawn, Project Zero Dawn, that she created for, to save Earth.
So, Project Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned.
Greatest minds in the world. All working to build the terraforming system while the feral plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elisabet encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
Talk about this place.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here.
Yeah. And so we were.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too.
Goddamn Pharaoh.
So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn.
Oh, that was back
It was
from
created to oversee operations for a
the Frozen World
volcanic
DLC.
stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Yeah,
Any
separate
chance you could help us
creators.
I have already attempted
Science creators, not
contact
Elisabet
with no
Sobeck.
success.
But yeah, this one.
Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request,
The other one.
I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it.
Eh.
Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
It is. Yeah, talk about that Cyan, which was featuring in the DLC of the Frozen Wild. The DLC Frozen Wild featured in a prequel, Horizon Zero Dawn. And of course, we did save Cyan from Hephaestus, who enslaved Cyan. All thanks to efforts of Aloy with the helps of the shaman female and her big brother, who used to be a warrior, a chief of the I don't know whose group. I must have been totally forgotten about that because I couldn't remember that much about the DLC of the Frozen Wild back from Horizon Zero Dawn, and not sure about that. Cyan, yeah, created by the other, not Elisabet Sobeck, and Cyan claims that he did not met Elisabet Sobeck, but Cyan did saw he did recognize, Sai did recognize Elisabet Sobeck and of course her legacy on how did she save a planet Earth along with yeah, it must be her efforts or thanks to her project Zero Dawn. So yeah.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
Yeah. Alright. Talk about companions.
How's Katalo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him.
Sadly.
He has not voiced his thoughts.
Back from
I may be able
Battle Light's
to
incursion,
assist
of
in his
course.
recovery, should he be interested.
Really? I'm sure he will be.
Yeah, talk about Cyan that features in DLC, DLC of the Horizon Zero Dawn, Frozen Wilds. She programmed a communication, isn't it? And that's why she recognized Elisabet Sobeck and her legacy, even though it did not met her dot though. It did not met her dot. Thought he never met her, sadly.
How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness.
Because
Without
she's a
the
healer.
abilities of Hephaestus,
She's a
I
healer.
am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it.
Yeah. Like it.
Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying
Because they're
old
spending on
world
honeymoon.
data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did
The
that go?
care and the legacy of
I
the
believe they have
Utaru.
agreed to disagree.
Alright, we'll see about. We'll think about that.
How's Aaron handling things?
Aaron.
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus. After an initial incident,
Incident.
What did he do?
he unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being
Jesus.
dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
That Aaron
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
used to be a comedic character in this series of Horizon. Alright, that's it
I
for that.
should be going.
Goodbye, Aloy.
That Aaron. Hilarious enough. Broke his first focus along with his curses, like goddamn focus. Oh my lord. Going down there. Gonna meet with my clone. And of course my Val.
Aloy, glad you made it back okay.
Yeah. Do I need this guy right here? Maybe not.
She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
Well,
Talk to her.
better.
Hello?
I'm here.
It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy.
I'm your doppelganger.
What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal.
Like you're feeling
Distant.
amnesia.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare?
Yep.
It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah. Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
Yeah,
about you
it
and
is.
Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago? That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed. So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Oh.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable. Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves? Not their descendants. What? Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know? How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves? I believe
Maybe
it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
That would make them last living longer.
I'm not like them. I was made on the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function. Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it? When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
Oh no. That sounds sadistic. Plan for the Zenith.
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill
They just
everyone
lived for
to take
1,000
over?
years.
When
I
they
mean,
took me on missions with them,
that
I
used to be
saw
a
how they
technology, right? That could
butchered
make them live
the tribal people
much
we
more
encountered.
longer.
They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want. Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that?
Mass extinction,
Well,
that's...
without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that.
Yeah, it needs some knowledge on restoring Earth, preserving the Earth's life, so...
The Zeniths needed Elisabet's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it? They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit.
Extinction signal?
So you know about the extinction signal? It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elisabet Sobeck to rebuild her. Yeah, well, surprise.
Talk about the Zeniths.
So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them? They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena,
Eric,
they
Tilda,
resent his
Roberta.
authority over them, but
Oh,
in the end, they
I think I met
always
Roberta,
do
but
what he says.
I think she's dead.
He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab. He enjoys hurting
Eric.
people. Yeah. I
Oh,
know.
sadistic son of a bitch.
You mentioned the Zeniths set up a base here on Earth. Where is it? Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine lures. It must be impregnable. What's inside the base?
launch facilities so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit, plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space, other survivors of the colony.
Talk about
You said
colony.
the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age too.
How do you escape anyways?
How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run. I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Bane's dead? How did they bypass
Yeah, I
your
just
ship?
told you.
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter
By
to send
the
Eluthia back to
plasma
base, I also sent the encrypted transmission.
bolts
Then I
that
distracted
disable
Verbena
her
long
shield.
enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done.
So you trap yourself so you wouldn't give it an Eluthia to the Zeniths.
You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elisabet's DNA.
Oh.
I doubt Elisabet would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
But how?
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission.
They have a
If I
spare
requested
elements
information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
of the Gaia.
To have all that knowledge just out of reach. Must have been frustrating.
Right.
Alright, I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or...?
So how long? You know, your plan.
Just wait until
How
I
long
acquire
before Gaius fabricated
maybe
a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
restore.
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get two
Yeah.
more subordinate functions before
Two
Gaia's
subordinate
powerful enough to absorb
functions.
Hephaestus.
What?
Two missing elements.
You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single... To a single location, of course not!
You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are.
You were supposed to be further along by now!
Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna
Nobody's
find
gonna
this place
track you
and
down.
take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
Yeah,
What difference
disguise.
does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone. They're gonna die.
Hey! Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry. Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
We haven't got a Hypatis yet. A Hypatis. Because I got
go.
2 missing
Her
elements
injury's not
of
that
Gaia
bad.
to recover
I think she regrets coming
from
here.
Horizon. I mean, from the Forbidden West across.
I'll come back later and talk to her.
From the
See if I
Forbidden
can
West
learn it.
region, so. It's my. Excuse me.
So I guess we won't be making use of Silent's weapon.
Huh.
And now there is another clone of Elisabet here with us.
Can I just
Can't
talk
disturb
with.
me.
Wow.
I still have 2 more subfunctions to get.
Yeah. Where's that wow? I'm gonna have a conversation with him. I'm gonna have a conversation. Yeah, there he is. Alright, let's talk with him.
Hey, you and Erend okay?
Nothing some rest can't take care of. Are you okay? This beta thing, it's a lot. Even for you.
Just trying to take it one step at a time.
Fair enough. If you need anything, just let me know.
Yeah, I have a long conversation with you about your training, about your Zeniths and a companion, along with your honeymoon with a Zoe.
So, training with Zoe, huh?
Yes, training. Mostly. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can already. I'd be a fool to refuse her help.
Of course.
Is this what you're thinking of? Is this what you've been trained for, along with a Zoe?
You guys reading something over there?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected back in Nora territory. And All Mother Mountain.
Yep.
It's hard to imagine that my ancestors
That's where
were
I
trapped
was born
inside
here, right inside the
without
cave,
knowledge
back from
Apollo
the
to guide them.
prequel.
Thanks to Ted Faro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how it must have felt when they were finally free. The world must have seemed so beautiful.
Not to mention terrifying. They weren't much more than kids.
And they became an entire tribe.
They were born to be a warrior, of course.
It's good to see you and Zoe enjoying yourselves.
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas for a gift, and to thank her for helping me study the glyphs. Something from the old world that she's never seen before. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed animals. If you ask me, stuffing a dead animal with anything, really, doesn't sound like a good time for anybody.
Maybe Gaia can help you find something else.
Yeah. That's how you insisted so.
Looks like I was wrong about the Zeniths. Their ship didn't explode on its way to Sirius like everyone thought.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, too. But still, the tribe settling amongst the stars.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl. That one Zenith almost killed me.
That didn't stop you from resurrecting Gaia. Won't stop us from using Hephaestus against them.
Let's hope that's enough.
Hopefully.
How's everyone dealing with Beta?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Erend. He was totally lost. Then Zoe said something
Confusing.
about 2 trees coming from one seed. That seemed to help a bit.
I'm guessing you've spoken with Kotallo?
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second, I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
In terms of their similar comportment.
How's everyone handling their focus?
And we all have our difficult moments. Erend definitely curses the most. But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness prevails.
Aaron. What a comedic character in this series.
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in. No one snapped their bowstrings yet.
I see everyone settling in.
Zoe's planning on bringing all kinds of plants in here. Says a home should always spring with life
I
anew.
should
I
couch
asked
for
Erend to help
life.
find some.
That's what an Utar
He'd
would
rather
do.
stick his head into a snap maw.
Still, it's not
That's
a
what
bad
an Utar
idea.
does.
Should liven up the place.
Alright, gonna go now.
I should get back to the wilds.
I'll keep an eye on Beta. Make sure she's comfortable.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Damn. That is like quest. Just... Oh, no. This one's heading to Gaia.
The old ones used holograms.
Oh, well. I'm gonna have to exit onto West. Having a long conversation with my sidekicks and including Beta, so
I thought I felt the snow chill.
isn't it? Oh. Alright then. I mean, yeah. Demeter. I should head to Demeter. And it's right here. Okay. Alright. Chat. Alright, lads. I think that's it for today. Just ran out of time now. Having a long conversation with the sidekick. And especially with Beta, who thought that staying in the base would kinda endanger because she would sense that Farzinif would come after the base, and of course for that Beta, and as well as Gaia's canal, Gaia's stuff, blah blah blah, whatever that is. Alright. Anyways, I'm out of time now. For next episode, I'm gonna look for 2 missing elements of Gaia before programming into Hephaestus, building a mass armies of machines to battle with the Farzinif. And that's all I'll be saying about that. Anyways, I'll see you guys on to the other set of adventures, and the support was signing off. Peace everybody.